got some good news. We got a carburetor rebuild kit and a nice coffee mug from Mike's Carburetor Parts. This is part K7160 for the Holley 94 or the 2100. So we're gonna go ahead and get the carburetor taken off. This is a Holley 2100. These old carburetors are pretty simple to get off. Got to undo the throttle linkage, so the spring, these things right here, you kind of like pull them and it disengages. Of course, take your choke cable off, vacuum line, fuel line, and then there's 3 nuts that hold it to the intake manifold. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll get going. That one. There you go. There you go. Fix it. Yep. Okay. Daddy turn. Okay. Lift it up off the studs. There you go. One carburetor. Okay, look. Now we need to fix this carburetor. Okay? Daddy, take it apart, clean it, and rebuild it, alright? Then we'll put it on and see if it runs, okay? Alright, so here's our Holley carburetor. Took it off. Now we're going to disassemble it so that we can rebuild it. Just taking the top cover off. I'm not doing a full video. There's the float. Got your accelerator pump. Separating the throttle body now from the bowl. There's 3 screws. 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom. Separate that. You got your power valve. Here I'm taking out the jets. You take out those well plugs in the bottom of the bowl and you can access the jets. Now we're taking out the accelerator pump nozzles. I think these are the idle circuit nozzles and the accelerator jet. I'll show you here in a second, but after I took it apart I realized that it was missing some pieces. So these are held in by 2 bridges and 4 screws. Once you take those little retaining plates out, they just pull out of the body. There's also some little tubes in there that you could remove, and then you got the 4 sealing washers. Make sure you take those out. Don't forget to put them in when you rebuild it. Now we're taking out the accelerator pump check ball. There's a retaining clip in there. I did notice that it was missing the spring that goes underneath the accelerator pump. And you can see all the gook and the stuff that was in the bottom of the carb. Here I'm realizing that it's missing the nozzle for the accelerator pump and the check weight. Now we're testing the float. How you do this is just with some warm water, submerge the float. And if you see any bubbles, the float is bad. This float is good. Alright, so unfortunately we're on hold with the carburetor. We had to order some extra parts that were missing. So I think what we're going to do in the meantime is pull the gas tank out. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and disconnect the battery so that the dome light doesn't stay on while we're working inside the cab. Can you see as the doors open, the dome light's on. We already removed the tool tray and the 2 bolts that hold the gas tank. I think that's all the screws that are holding this thing in. We do need to get underneath the car and disconnect the fuel line and drain the tank if possible. Alright, so here we are under the truck. Here's the fuel valve. So this is the bottom of the fuel tank. Here's the fuel line. Fuel line looks new, which is good. This thing right here though, it's pretty seized up. So I just got some PB Blaster, gonna just soak this thing. Gonna help it out here a little bit. Got a little catch can under here. Let's see. Half inch or 9/16. It's probably. Oh, can I see? Thanks. I don't know if this valve is open or closed. It's probably open. Oh, I loosened up already. Let's see if we can close it. Seems like it's doing much. Hopefully there's only a few gallons of fuel in this thing. Alright, just gonna let that drain. Okay, I think the next step is to pull out the seat so we can get to the tank. I don't know if you could just pull the back off, if that'd be enough. So I think I'm gonna just go ahead and unbolt the seat. I think it's only just 4 bolts, 2 on each side. And I'll see if I could get somebody to help me lift this thing out of here. Did you get it? Okay, here, do this one over here. Yeah, do that one. Go. Here, use this one. I think it's a 9/16. Oh. Take it out. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Dad, I help you.
No.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I got the seat unbolted. I ended up having to cut the front bolt off because this is just like spinning in here. And then it's like captured in the cab. It's almost like it has a square that's welded up. The back one is exposed. I don't know if you guys can see. See right there? It's like a little nut that's tack welded to the cab. But up here in the front, it's inside that channel. And you can't really get a socket or nothing in there. I even tried opening up that hole. So I ended up just cutting it. And I'll figure out what I'm gonna do about it. I might just put a bolt with a nut underneath, but for now I think we have access enough to get the fuel tank out of here. We just need to disconnect the filler tube. Here's the 2 tanks side by side. Caleb's working on his Jeep. I pulled the fuel valve out. It's pretty crusty. Gonna have to get this thing cleaned up. Hopefully the threads are the same. Okay, got this cleaned up pretty good. Not too much crusty stuff in there. Just gonna put a little Teflon tape, screw it in. Here's the 2 sending units side by side. You can see the old one's all rotted away. It's a little different style. This is the one from LMC. Hopefully it works. The gasket came with the tank. I ordered some OEM screws. The tank also came with these hex head fasteners. So we'll see which ones fit. So now I got a carburetor off of eBay because the one that I had was just missing too much stuff. It was missing the check ball and the spring for the choke lever. It was missing the accelerator pump nozzles, even the idle circuit clusters, they were missing some of the pieces. So I just decided to get a whole nother carburetor. Plus this one is more accurate for the truck. It has the top cover that will accept the oil bath air cleaner. So I'm gonna just get this apart, cleaned up, and then begin to reassemble it. There's the check weight that was missing. So here's everything laid out clean with the new rebuild kit from Mike's Carburetors. So that was taking the carburetor apart and putting it back together. It's not a full video. There are some good carburetor rebuild videos by Mike's Carburetor Parts and also Charlie Price Vintage Speed. They do some good carb rebuilds on the Holley 94s or the 2100s. So what I think I'm going to do also too before we fire it up is change the oil, just because I think there's a lot of gas sitting in the oil and I don't want to just run that gas. So while I'm getting the carburetor on, I'll probably throw a battery charger and then drain the oil. Okay, well, I'm assuming this is the drain plug. It's kind of cool how the oil pan has that little access. I'm just going to use an adjustable wrench. Not quite sure what size socket this is. Not very tight. I did take the breather cap off. Yeah, that oil is thin. Smells like gasoline. Yeah, that ain't gonna be doing much for us. Alright, I think that's good. Probably after it fires up, we'll run it, let it get warm, and then we'll dump the oil again. Once that just drips, I'll put that in. There is a copper sealing washer on that drain plug. Alright, so we're going to go ahead now and pop the oil filter out. Not quite sure if I want to keep the oil filter or bypass it. I do have another housing that mounts on the head. Get a little catch can for this. These are the best pie tins from Nations. So if you got a Nations around you, go invest in some tools by buying a good pie. So this is probably gonna pop out and make a mess. Ow. Ow. Not stuck in the finger. It's like a rubber seal, I think, in the bottom of it. It holds it in. Just trying to avoid slinging oil everywhere. There's that good old watered down. That's like thinner than zero weight. I'll probably get my little siphon out and just suck out whatever's left in there. Get all that oil out of there. I'm gonna just go in there and wipe out whatever sludge might be sitting down in the bottom of that filter housing. I guess a good thing about having gas in the fuel is that it cleans everything, desludges it. I don't know if that's actually a good thing or not, but I guess I'd rather the oil come out watery than clumpy, chunky. Here's our new oil filter. Got this from LMC. They get it through Dennis Carpenter. Part number. The other one was a metal housing. This one's a fiber paper. Looks pretty much the same. Comes with the new seal. That's not the best looking, but this one actually looks pretty good right here. I might just reuse this one. It's not cracked, and it's actually a thicker quality. Maybe that filter over there is a Wix. I know you could get them from Wix too. So just gonna go ahead and throw this in there. I'm not sure if you're supposed to pour some oil in there. Maybe I'll just pour a little bit just to give it a go. So I'm gonna be using a mixture of this SAE 1540 and this 1030. It's just stuff that I got laying around. Yeah, I'll probably just pour maybe a third of the can so it doesn't overflow when we put the filter in, just so that it's not running dry. Probably put a little oil right here on this little rubber. That's where that tube goes through. There you go. Just drop that down in there slowly so you don't squirt oil everywhere. Give the filter time to absorb it. Alright, assume that's how that goes. Okay, this has got a little spring jobby on there. Just put that on like so. Put our bolt back in. Make sure too, if you're using one of these, you get the American version, the standard size. You don't want to be using the metric one. Just kidding. Just seeing if you guys are paying attention. Alright, we'll just fill it up with oil. There's nothing exciting here. Alright, that's about 5 quarts. Maybe a little more, plus the quart that we poured in the canister. And then we're going to put our breather back on. If this breather element's all caked up, you can clean it in some like kerosene or even old gas, I guess. You could just soak it and then let it dry out. And this does say front, so I guess it goes like that. Now we're just cleaning out the fuel line. I'm spraying some carb clean through it and then hitting it with some compressed air, just to blow out any sediment or debris that could have been in the line. And then we're going to just hook the line up to the tank. Alright, now we're ready to put our carburetor on. Here's our rebuilt Holley 2100, also known as a Holley 94. Like I said, this was from eBay. The other one we had was missing all the internal accelerator pump jets and nozzles and stuff. Rebuild kit from Mike's Carburetor Parts. I do got some parts coming from Charlie Price that I could use to rebuild the other carburetor, so I could have 2 of them, one for a backup, or who knows, maybe eventually we might put a dual carb setup on here. But let's go ahead and get this on, put a gasket on there, slide that on there like that. That's probably good. We can always tighten them up more if we need to. Let's see what happens. Hey! Look at that! Like a champ. A little bit of smoke. Might need to adjust the idle here. I don't know what that noise is. Oh, it's probably the fuel pump. Yep. Well, fuel pump is working. Guess we'll put some gas in the tank. So that's about 1.5 turns out on the mixture screws. This thing runs smooth. I think it's just burning off some oil in the exhaust. It's not really a cloud of smoke. It's more like moisture. All right, guys. Well, I think we got it ready where we could take it out for a road test. I hooked up the fuel pump. I did have to prime it a little bit. Sometimes it's a little pain in the butt to get the fuel to flow. One trick you could do, I put about 5 gallons of gas in it. One thing you could do is just pressurize the filler neck. You could either use compressed air or you could just put your mouth on there and blow in there and put some air. These guys are excited. Might go take it around the block. We got the seat bolted in, got the fuel tank installed, fuel sending unit installed. So this aftermarket one comes with an extra little tab or a terminal on the top of that plate. You just connect it to ground. I just connected it over there to that bolt. But let's go ahead and fire it up. Turn on the ignition, push button. There we go. It is charging. I don't know, I don't think the temp gauge and the oil pressure gauge are reading correctly. We do have a water temp gauge down here. Don't know if that's working or not. It's running pretty good. Charging also. I think we're gonna hop in and try to take it around the block. Put the window down. Woohoo! All right, I don't know. Put it into the third. Here we go. Clutch is probably rusty. Sounds like it's fine. Driveline brake.
It looks like the wheel's flat.
Let me take a look under here real quick, just make sure nothing fell out the bottom of it.
You drive the car? The truck?
There ain't no bearings on that drive shaft.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Boom. Boom. Daddy, push. Boom.
All right, well, gonna have to fix this. There ain't no bearing in this drive shaft. I don't know how that even worked. It looks like there hasn't been a bearing in there for a long time. The guy was complaining of a vibration. That might have been it. So we need to get a U-joint here. But it did go into gear. See if we can get it back in the driveway. Caleb said someone's going for a test ride. Hey, back it up. What are you doing? That's a no drive area. Here. Okay, go back. Back it up, son. Alright guys, well we'll get that drive shaft figured out. We'll be back. Alright, so here's the drive shaft. The truck does have a two-piece drive shaft. So this is the rear section. There's that U-joint all messed up here. Kind of sucks is kind of chewed up this part of the yoke here, but I think we still got enough meat. I just try to clean it up, throw a U-joint in there, give it another go. Alright, so we got the new U-joint in. Then we get this thing back on the ground and give it another shot. There's third gear. It's a rattly truck. Good thing is the clutch is not so loud, that throwout bearing noise. Don't want to go too far driving on these old tires. The brakes seem to work. Well, we did it. It runs.